A verbal argument over housework ended in gunfire in Snohomish County. Police say a woman shot at least a round at her husband when he wouldn't help with the chores. Tonight, those who knew her say police have it all wrong. Coming for us, Lindsay Cohen is live in Everett, where the suspect has been jailed. Lindsay?
Good afternoon, Mary. It all started with spilled water. According to detectives, the woman who is jailed here tonight says that when her husband wouldn't help clean it up, she went to the bedroom to get a handgun. With bright pink flowers and a couple of wind chimes out front, this Marysville home might seem picture perfect from the outside. On the inside, though, detectives say an argument about cleaning the house led to a woman shooting at her husband of more than 30 years.
I always thought they got along great.
Neighbors say it seemed out of character for Greg and Starlene Roth. Greg told police his wife got upset with him on Saturday because he, quote, hadn't been able to do anything around the house after being in the hospital, and that she got so angry she grabbed a handgun and fired a single shot at him in the living room.
I heard the shot, but I didn't think too much of it, you know. And
Sherry Hill has lived across the street for nearly 2 decades.
it's hard to believe, you know, because they're nice people. It's just sad it had to happen, you know.
She's really a good person.
Brian Ashback is Starlene's attorney and says his client is a mother, not an attempted murderer. Her only criminal history is a DUI.
My early impressions in the case is just that there was no intent to harm or to shoot at any particular person.
A judge, however, disagreed. He set Starlene's bail at $250,000. Court papers say she admitted to police she pulled the trigger at her husband but missed, telling detectives she regrets the whole thing.
What they're saying about the shooting and she was trying to kill him and all that, I don't believe that for a minute. I don't believe that for 1 minute. That's just not them.
And I spoke with Greg Roth briefly at his home today. He didn't want to comment on all of the things that happened over the weekend. His wife, Starlene, is due back in court at some point in the near future. A specific date, though, hasn't been set. We are live tonight in Everett. I'm Lindsay Cohen, KOMO 4 News.
Hello, everyone. It's me again. And I have another story for you today. A story that I just couldn't make up even if I wanted to. But you already seen the title. You know what this is pretty much about. So, with that being the case, let's roll. This story is about Starlene Roth. Now, Starlene Roth has been married for about 33 years. So this isn't a young woman. This is an older woman. You know, not a spring chicken, maybe age better than, you know, a very good wine. But, you know, well, listen, you just got to listen to this. Starlene, that's her actual name. Starlene has a husband who had hepatitis, and he's a little shaky and sick. And I don't know, I guess he wasn't able to help out with all the chores around the house that like Starlene wanted. But he was able to cook ribs. I'm not really sure how he was able to cook ribs and barbecue if he couldn't clean around the house. But anyway, he couldn't clean around the house, and this made Starlene very upset. She felt entitled to knock over the barbecue, to throw a vase, knock over the barbecue a second time, and also to pull out a gun and shoot at him. That's right. She tried to kill his ass for not doing chores. She tried to kill her husband over not doing chores. Now, I'm going to read you a quote what she told the police. All right. What she said is that when she shot the gun, she was too far gone to refuse shooting her gun. And she admitted that she pointed the gun at her husband's chest and pulled the trigger. And she said she has never been more upset during their 33 years of marriage and wanted him to pay. See, there's a sense of entitlement with that. Okay, you're upset of him, but that entitles you to kill him? Here's some more. She told police that she doesn't think she did anything wrong and she was well within her rights because of how her husband was reacting, and so she was pissed off. And there you have it, people. That's it. If you're married and you've been married a certain amount of years, I guess if your husband pisses you off, you could just sue him, I guess, because you're pissed off. Or at least that's according to Starlene. I don't trust Starlene. Listen, one good thing about this case that I'm glad about is that they're actually charging Starlene with attempted murder. She's been arrested. She's got a quarter. Her bail is set at $250,000. I still think that a man's bail would have been a lot higher than that. But at least it's she's been arrested. I also would have read you a statement by her dumbass fucking attorney, Brian Ashback, or I'm not gonna call him dumbass, but he said something really stupid. What he really said is she's a really good person. My early impression in the case is that there was no intent to harm or shoot any particular person. When the fuck can somebody put a gun at somebody, fire the gun, and not expect to harm and not have the intent to harm them? When does that happen? This kind of sounds like Marissa Alexander, but oh well. I'm gonna say she didn't mean to shoot him. Well, anyway, I don't know what you guys think about this, but this is like the craziest thing ever. And people, her friends, are all talking like how she would never hurt a bug. Well, I tend to disagree. Well, I just want to let you guys know one more thing. Especially with married women, I think there's a greater sense of entitlement within women. I mean, a sense of entitlement is, I mean, it could be in men too, but it is especially greater in women in numbers and in the single woman how great it is. And I think it goes up when women get married. And no one's entitled to shoot anybody. Men and women listening, do a better job of choosing your mates. Try to work with each other. And definitely never try to destroy each other. Remember, the power is yours.